Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
The Aura Nexus Retreat was supposed to be a joke. Tucked away in a remote hollow of the Appalachian foothills, it looked more like a minimalist art gallery than a spiritual sanctuary. They touted quantum harmonization and collective consciousness through something they called the resonance chamber. Essentially, a glorified Faraday cage lined with custom-built neurostimulators and what looked like a Christmas light display. My job as a junior tech was to monitor the biofeedback, brainwave patterns, and participant reports. I figured it was easy money. Just watch a bunch of wealthy New Agers pretend to achieve nirvana. I was wrong, so wrong. It started subtly enough, about 2 weeks into the inaugural session. We had a small group of 5 participants, all high-paying individuals seeking some form of enlightenment. There was Leanne, a vibrant artist looking for a creative breakthrough; Palmer, a quiet, almost stoic investor seeking inner peace; Carmen, a perpetually stressed executive; and 2 others who honestly became indistinct shadows later on. Dr. Herrera, the retreat's charismatic and slightly unhinged founder, practically vibrated with excitement during our morning briefings. He'd talk about synchronistic resonance and biospiritual convergence like he was describing the second coming. My colleague, Andrew, and I would exchange eye rolls. Andrew, bless his cynical heart, was as skeptical as I was. The first session in the resonance chamber involved guided meditation and gentle harmonic frequencies. Afterwards, everyone reported feeling connected, at peace, the usual stuff. But then Leanne, normally quite individualistic, mentioned a phantom scent of pine needles, sharp and almost overwhelming. Carmen immediately piped up, "Yes, I smelled it too, like a fresh forest after rain." Palmer, who rarely spoke beyond monosyllables, simply nodded, a strange, almost vacant look in his eyes. Dr. Herrera practically preened. "Excellent! Initial signs of sensory overlap," he declared, already updating our mission outlines. Andrew just nudged me and muttered, "Mass hysteria is what it is." The next few days, the overlap escalated. Participants reported shared tastes, the metallic tang of blood, the sweet artificiality of cheap candy. Shared sensations, too, a sudden itch on the left ankle, a pressure behind the eyes. It was unnerving, sure, but still within the realm of group psychological phenomena, as Andrew argued. I tried to believe him. It kept the gnawing feeling in my stomach at bay. Then came the cold. Leanne described it first. A sudden, internal chill, like something freezing her bones from the inside out, despite the room being perfectly temperate. Carmen echoed her sentiments an hour later, shivering uncontrollably even as her vital signs remained normal. Palmer just stared, his eyes unnervingly still, and mumbled, "It's here." Dr. Herrera, of course, spun it as an energetic cleansing, a byproduct of shedding their individual auras for a unified field. But Andrew, usually so dismissive, looked concerned. "This isn't just psychosomatic, is it?" he asked me during a coffee break, glancing nervously at the observation monitors. "I'm starting to feel it too, a weird coldness, not external, just within." I did too. A subtle, insidious chill that began in my spine and spread like ice water through my veins, even when I was alone, far from the chamber. It came with fragmented thoughts that weren't mine, flashes of memories of a different life, an alien longing. My sleep became restless, haunted by strange, non-human whispers just at the edge of hearing, always accompanied by that chilling presence. The true horror began when their individual identities started to fracture. During one session, Carmen stood up mid-meditation and, in a voice utterly devoid of her usual executive edge, began recounting a childhood memory of Leanne's. A vivid, specific memory that Carmen had no way of knowing. Leanne, eyes wide with terror, tried to interrupt, but it was like Carmen was possessed, a puppet on strings. Then Palmer, still seated, started to weep, the tears streaming down his face, yet his expression remained utterly blank, his eyes mirroring the vacant stare of a deep-sea fish. "I want my bear back," he whispered, a childish plea in a man's deep voice. It was Leanne's deepest, most vulnerable thought, a secret she'd only confided in me during a casual chat days ago. Dr. Herrera was ecstatic. "They're merging, they're becoming one, the ultimate convergence," he shrieked, oblivious to the terror unfolding before us. Andrew just looked sick, clutching his own head. "This isn't right, Luke," he breathed, using my first name, something he rarely did. "We need to shut this down, now." But it was too late. The coldness intensified, not just within the chamber, but in our observation room. It felt like an intellect, vast and ancient, was pressing in, a colossal weight against my skull. I felt my own thoughts being peeled away, laid bare, then twisted, foreign impulses trying to root in their place. I saw Palmer rise, not as Palmer, but as a composite of all of them, his posture a grotesque dance of conflicting mannerisms. His eyes, though, were fixed on me, and a single guttural sound escaped his lips, a sound that echoed the whispers in my nightmares, a sound that resonated with the coldness. Mine. "It's trying to absorb us," Andrew gasped, scrambling for the emergency shutdown panel for the resonance chamber. But just as his fingers brushed the glowing red button, Palmer lunged, moving with an impossible speed. There was a sickening thud, a crack. Andrew went down, his head striking the console, and a dark bloom spread across the pristine white floor. Palmer stood over him, still that vacant, collective stare, the coldness radiating from him like heat from a furnace. Panic seized me. My mind was screaming, but the thoughts felt, diluted, overridden by a chorus of alien intentions. I could feel it trying to slip inside me, 1,000 tiny tendrils probing the edges of my sanity. I saw Leanne and Carmen in the chamber, their bodies convulsing, their faces frozen in a rictus of terror that wasn't entirely their own. They were becoming it. I don't remember much after that. Just the blinding terror, the desperate need to sever the connection. I somehow wrestled Palmer away from Andrew, grabbed a heavy wrench, and smashed it into the central control crystal of the resonance chamber. The chamber shuddered. A high-pitched shriek, not from any human throat, tore through the air, vibrating in my very bones. The lights flickered, died, then sputtered back to life. The coldness receded, leaving behind a profound emptiness. I didn't wait. I dragged Andrew's limp body out of that room, out of the building, and into the frigid mountain night. I left Dr. Herrera to his convergence, left the remaining participants to whatever fate awaited them. I drove until the sun rose, my hands shaking so violently I could barely keep the wheels steady. I'm in a cheap motel now, hundreds of miles away. Andrew, he didn't make it. But even as I mourn him, I can still feel it. That cold. Those whispers. Fragmented thoughts that aren't mine still seep into my consciousness. A constant pressure behind my eyes, a sense of immense predatory scrutiny. Sometimes when I look in the mirror, my own expression feels a little too still, a little too vacant. I ran, but I don't think it let me go. I think a piece of it, or a piece of them, came with me.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.